Hi, my name is Danielle, and I would like to talk about some things that have stressed me out before I even had a job and knew what stress was like in the full context. When I was a kid, I was treated poorly by my dad. He just wasn't a really good role model for me. Anyway, when I was 14 years old, my dad gets sent to Iraq, and he he was there for about 4 years. So that really put a huge toll on my life, and I never want to have to experience that again. And as a result of my dad being in Iraq and having so many traumatic episodes, I had been diagnosed with bipolar 1 at 17 years old. So, only a year have I been on a certain kind of medication for this disability, and I get my job at Walmart in produce. It's a very demanding job, very difficult. You had to lift like 65 pounds to just put up in a rack that the flanges were always bending and produce crashing to the floor when the boxes slid. It was pretty dangerous. I had to reset my knee, and that wasn't very fun. I had when I was 18, the same after a year of working at Walmart, my grandpa had been sick and dying of liver disease, which is another way of saying jaundice. And he hardly ever drank. I mean, he only drank like 3 different occasions a year, and like every time he mowed the lawn, he would drink maybe 2 in that one weekend. So it was really hard on me because my dad just drank because he thought it was going out of style. I don't know. But my grandpa was taken away from me in 2008 in July. And I, I didn't know how to quit my job. I didn't know that you had to give 2 weeks notice to even quit a job. So that was where I screwed up. And so after my grandpa had passed away, I went to my first mental hospital because after my second job, after coming back home and applying at a welding facility, I don't know how or why, it just came out of nowhere, and I was hearing voices, and all that is past. I don't hear any voices anymore. I hear God, and that's it. So my mental health worsens at that point, and in October of 2008, after my hospital visit, after I was released and given more medication, I spent 10 years from that point until now being in mental health groups, facilities, doing, taking coping skills, learning how to deep breathe. Yay! It was really difficult because I didn't know what was going on with me at all. No, not even 1 second for the first 10 years, the first 9 years of my time being in this group did I know what was going on with me. All I know is that what working means to me is having something to do other than sitting around in an assisted living facility and smoking cigarettes, having nothing to do the entire day other than going to groups. I want to have something that I can look at with both eyes, both hands on the steering wheel, and have absolute control, or at least somewhat control of what I can experience in a workplace, which is being self-aware, being tactical and handling my frustrations in an adult way, handling house payments. You know, I don't care if I live in a trailer and work. I don't care where I work. I don't care where I live, where, in a house, in a trailer, apartment. I just want to be stable. I want to have something that I can call my own, that I can be proud of. I don't know, maybe that's too much to ask. I don't know. But I know that even if I don't have a steady job, I would walk to any school, any high school, and if it's like 3 mile radius, I can be there in an hour flat. Yes, I timed myself. And I would just teach all the students the same things that I wish they were taught to me. Be not caring so much about what you wear or who you're impressing. Not caring to impress anybody but yourself. Just values. No, I'm not just talking about sex before marriage or whatever. It's about what you think of yourself. You're the only person that is going to fail if you fail yourself. And that's hurtful. That's more hurtful than somebody failing you. Because everybody's fallible, but if you are fallible to yourself, if you fail yourself, if you're fake to yourself, you're not worth anything. And you know what? I want to be worth something. I want to have a steady job. I want to make payments on a house and get married and have a car and have kids. I want all that. But getting all that from being in assisted living off of $800 a month and only having $100 that I see, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to wait until I make the right moves to make sure that I act in the right way, the best way possible. I've the reason I feel I can make a difference is that I've been there. I've experienced just about every emotion, every feeling, every heartache, the disregard from my dad, feeling guilty for something I have no control over. All the other things. My dad blaming me for his mistakes, or talking down to me when his dad did something to him and he took it out on me. I don't want to have to feel disregarded. I'm not disregarded. I own myself. I own my decisions, my mistakes, everything good, bad, and ugly. You know? I know what loss feels like. Because, being bipolar, you kind of lose your mind just a little bit. Just a little bit. I feel like I can motivate others in my position or a similar one. I have a lot of fire, and sometimes I might not concentrate hard enough to make a full statement like this 10-minute, 45-second statement that I'm making right now. But I know that I'm worth something. And if the person or people watching this video think that I'm worth something, message me on LinkedIn and have a wonderful day. God bless.